What if I told you that buying a downtown Toronto condo will cost you more than it ever has before, at least for the next 2 years? Your immediate response might be something along the lines of, well, no, Tom, obviously it doesn't. Prices have come down like every other asset class when rates started going up. And I would 100% agree with you. And that's why I said at least for the next 2 years, because in the leasing world, when you lease a condo for $2,000 a month, it doesn't say $24,000 a year. When you buy anything, it's monthly payment installments. That's how they get you to buy it. It's really good marketing. For the sales side of the world, you kind of have to have the real price because everyone has their own financing options. But on a monthly basis, even compared to the peak of the market, which might surprise some people, the actual carrying cost of buying a downtown Toronto condo has never been higher. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video. I'm going to show you for the last 13 months, all of 2020 and the first month of 2023, how the condo market has reacted to the rate hikes. We're going to look at the entire downtown core, which includes CO1 and CO8. That is the biggest cluster of all the condos that exist in downtown Toronto. Then we're going to go even further, break it down, look at bachelor units, 1 bedrooms and 2 bedrooms, show you average price point over the last 13 months to show you exactly what is going on. My name is Tom Storey. I'm a real estate agent here in the city of Toronto. And in fact, in the downtown core for resale condos in CO1 and CO8, our team was number 2 out of 75,000 realtors last year. This is where I spend a lot of my time. I don't mess around here. So when I'm giving you my opinions on this, it's not just theory. It's like these are things I'm actually seeing on a day-to-day basis. And then we're going to use the data to try to come to a conclusion on what the heck is going on here. Just before we get started here, looking over all the numbers, I have 2 favors to ask you. One of them is like this video. It really helps the algorithm show this video to more awesome people like you. If you haven't already joined our growing community, just hit that subscribe button. Steve Karish is right on our coattails. He's almost at 8,000 subscribers, and we have to beat him to 10,000. And finally, if you want to book an appointment with me or one of the buyer specialists on my team, you can go into the first link in the description and do that at a time that works for you. All right, so let's get into it in this video. Here's what we're going to go over. We're going to go over 5 different charts. Now, I spent a lot of time putting these charts together for you, so I hope you find them valuable. If you want to take screenshots, you can, or you can email me and I'll send you all the charts directly. Let's jump into it. Okay, so chart number 1, what we are looking at here is downtown condo sales volume, because this is where it's different. So even though the prices of condos haven't dropped off like they have for freehold properties, the sales certainly have. So if we take a look at last year, and you see over here, we started the year about 621 sales happening. Now, this is CO1 and CO8 only, but this is a massive area that covers all of downtown Toronto. We capped out at the height of the market in March of 2022, just before that first rate hike, at 796 sales. Then we hovered 500, almost 500, 460. You see how they're slowly dropping off every single month. And then in January 2023, we only had 199 transactions. So we have to acknowledge that the actual volume of condos selling is way less than it was. So even though the rate hikes have not had the impact on average sale price of condos, they have absolutely had an impact on how many properties are actually selling. And I would say, listen, the numbers are pretty clear here on the chart. You can see what the year started as and how we dipped off as the year continued to go. Now, the next chart we're looking at here is every single type of condo. So 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, not really any 4 bedrooms, but bachelor units as well. And it's showing the last 13 months. So we peaked at 882,000 average sale price for condos. You can see the chart here that was right there. And right now we're at 768. As I had said earlier in the video, if you took that $882,000 and let's say you were one of the people that took the fixed rates, right? So you bought that in the peak of the market for $882. You got a 5-year fixed rate at 2.5%, let's say. Let's be reasonable with it. Your payment would be about $3,100 before condo fees and your taxes. Now, $768 is the current average sale price today. If you took that today at a even 3-year fixed rate, and let's even go under 5, let's go like 4.8, your payment would be almost $3,500 a month. So short term here, condos are actually more expensive than they've ever been. Short term. I still think in the long haul here, the person that bought today versus February 2022 will probably do better if you're going to own this property for at least 10 years. But for the next 2 years, until we see interest rates come down a little bit significantly, and honestly, who knows when or if that's going to happen, condos cost more today than they ever have before. Obviously, not on an average sale price basis, because condos are down 12% from the peak of the market on average sale price, but on a monthly carrying cost, which from my understanding and talking with buyers all day long is what people actually care about, they're more expensive. Okay, my rant is over on that. I think I've made my point clear here. I still think buying at a lower price is better, but at least for the short term, it's going to cost you a bit more money. Okay, let's jump to different types of properties. So let's start with bachelor units. Now, what we can see here is that bachelor units downtown, they got to $543,000. Right now, they're at $441,000. I could do the same math. A bachelor unit would still cost you more today on a monthly basis for at least the next few years than it would have in March of 2022. Not a huge drop off in price in bachelor units, but these are units that are probably between 350 and 500 square feet. Now let's jump to one bedrooms, because this is the segment of the market that most people buy. And now this is including one bedrooms and 1+ dens. I couldn't separate them in my searching on my system, so this is all of them clustered together here, okay? In the downtown core, you saw one bedrooms peak at $744,000. Or if you break it down to price per square foot, you were seeing a lot of resale condos selling at like $1,200 a square foot. Today, we're closer to basically back to about $1,000 a square foot across the board, give or take, older buildings and newer buildings and things like that. So we peaked at $744. We are now at $642. So you saw a big drop off on the average price. And as you can see on the chart here, it slowly started to go down. Just like the rest of the market for downtown condos since about, let's call it July, prices are down like another 30 grand basically, but the biggest chunk of movement happened after those first few rate hikes. It's really interesting. The entire market's kind of showing this as well, but you're seeing in the condo numbers as well, where you saw a big jump off in terms of downward pressure in the first few months. But for the last 6-7 months, they've kind of hovered, and buyers and sellers are still playing a little bit of a game of chicken right now. But as I've seen new sellers come to the market, they're being more realistic. It's the leftover listings from end of last year that are still sitting and not moving. So let's wrap it up with 2 bedrooms. Let's show you what's going on with 2-bedroom condos. Okay, so 2 bedrooms, they peaked in March at over $1.1 million in downtown Toronto. Today, they are $998. So we actually saw them go lower in July at $967. Now, less 2-bedrooms sell than 1-bedrooms, so that could be part of it as well. Just less data to work with right here. But interesting numbers here. So what does all this data actually mean? Well, I don't know. It depends to you. I just wanted to share it with you. I thought it was interesting. I got some flack by saying that condos are more expensive than they ever have before. I was like, you know what? Let me show you why that's actually the truth, because people care about monthly payments. And even if you are a heavy cash buyer, yeah, condos are down 12%, but nowhere near other asset classes. And I guess the question is, well, why? And the simple answer is condos didn't do what freehold housing did in 2020. When everyone was leaving the city, when all that stuff was going on and everyone was going to come back, condo prices suffered. They didn't see growth that year. They had a really good year in 2021, and then 2022, they did what every other property did. So they just didn't have the growth that went so fast that they had to catch up on the down as well. They kind of went like this and then this and then this. So that's why condos have held better than any other asset class. All right, hopefully that wasn't too much of a rambly video. Just wanted to get my point across. Thank you so much for watching. If you have questions about condos, throw them in the comments below. I will hang out there, and I am open to a healthy discussion about real estate. As long as there's no name calling, I will answer any of your comments. Have an amazing day. My name is Tom Storey, and remember, home is where your story begins.